Hi there folks, Borislav247 here with another Days Gone video. And on this video folks, I am going to show you two very simplified runs that guarantee a gold score on the Keep Them Safer challenge. One of these methods is already very well known, but I'm going to include far more detail than I did in a previous video. And the second run is what I like to call the headshots run, where again, as much detail as possible will be given. So, on to the action folks. Right folks, here is the minimum requirements you want before attempting this run. And it all centres on the fleur-de-lis ring, which you must have at a level 2 or level 3. If you have it at level 1, you will struggle to get this method done. As well as this folks, you require the Lionheart ring, but it doesn't really matter too much as to the level of that one as you get focus cocktails on this challenge. So, let's do this folks. Right then folks, the first part of this run is very simple. I want to start by getting extra ammunition from the back of the bike. From here I'm going to arm myself with the crossbow, and roughly about that position there. You want to be behind the bike but not that far behind the bike. Now, as you will have seen on screen, no dive rolls and no damages to be taken. These are two fundamentals that apply to both of these methods. As well as this, you have to be firing continuously with the crossbow, and I will stress right now folks, I am firing a tad quicker than you would normally see, and that is because I'm hitting the R2 and immediately after firing the bolt I'm pressing the square button, which reloads the crossbow quicker. And that is basically how I get it firing like that. In the second run I will slow it down. Now, that is something that's quite important there. You could see there that the freakers were starting to leave the pit. All you do is move yourself back a touch, but keep firing the bolts. That is critically important. If you do that, 9 times out of 10, they will stop and start heading back in. So, at this point, I still need some more bolts to get the job done, but once I'm over 40 bolt kills, I do like to go for the right-hand side then at that point, because there are far more over on the right hand side and you get far more kills quickly. At the end, when I have over 40, you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to be able to get the shots out and get away from the horde. And at this point I am taking a very wide berth because I do not want the freakers that are coming up to my previous position to see me. So at this point folks, the hardest part of this run has been done. I'm looking to arm myself with the napalm molotovs. First one I'm looking to get right at the entrance there, the other two just either side, and I'm looking down straight away to see if there is any freakers that are approaching my position quickly. You'll sometimes get away with all 3 pipe bombs as well as a grenade after the napalm molotovs, but whenever you see a freaker onto your position, move. From here I've armed myself with a focus cocktail. I'm looking to take out a few of them, and then I'm looking to hit the tanker right there. And I actually get quite lucky there because I didn't realise that was my last bullet. But from here I'm heading to this vehicle, and the beauty of taking them to this vehicle is they can only attack you from the front of it. So you have relative safety. As soon as you run out of ammunition at that point, you're looking to just run off, and then again another focus cocktail, and I'm looking basically to get just to the front of this truck area here. And the reason I look to stop at this point folks is basically so that when I've finished with the bullets on that particular section there, when I turn around quickly, I know I'm not going to be running into anything. From there, I'm just waiting for the freakers to get near that tanker, hit that, that will take out a great number of them. Then from here I'm looking to take out that crate and also that barrel right there. And basically, at this point, whatever's left is just basically going to be a cleanup. And the last part of this run is another very nice failsafe, because that truck there, the freakers can come at you from either side of it. But if you run over here, use this fence line, and it just lines them up very nicely and very safely to take out the last remaining freakers. And there we go folks. How easy was that? That is how easy it is to get a gold score on this challenge when you do it like that folks. Okay, on to the second run. Right then folks, on this second run I am going to do this with one major difference. I am going to start by getting the extra ammunition, as I always do, from the back of the bike there, and then I am looking to basically go to work with the crossbow. You will notice on this run, folks, I am firing an awful lot slower. This is how most people will normally fire the crossbow. You're just basically hitting the R2 every time and then letting the character automatically reload the weapon. It's a tad slower, but it's still very effective. Now, what I'm actually going to do different for this is I am actually going to encourage some of the freakers to come up to my position, because this is something I have been asked about many times in the past, where people are basically saying, oh, but the freakers do sometimes come up to my position and that's it, I'm done. It doesn't have to be that way, folks, because basically if they are coming up, and I know some of them are now, no problem, you just get back a touch and you look to take out the freakers that do appear up here. You have an awful lot of room basically in this area. You really do. You can start running all the way down this road that I'm currently on, and it's a nice easy job to take out any of the freakers that do appear. So there we go, that was the freakers that I purposefully tried to bring up. It's just to show everybody that if you do happen to get a run where you've done everything right, but unfortunately a few of them have managed to get up to your position, no problem, don't worry about it. Just take the freakers out with the crossbow and then get back to the job in hand. Because the one thing I can't stress enough, folks, when you are doing this particular challenge this way, time is on your side. Especially as you are basically taking out 3 of the sub-challenges to a gold standard. And that will basically get you the gold score every time. And as I mentioned before, the first part of it, getting the 50 bolt kills, is the hardest part. Now, something else very important that I want to stress, folks, you can actually get away with taking out just over 30 of the freakers with bolt kills and then go to this stage. Because basically, folks, by taking out 30 of the freakers with the bolts, you have basically satisfied the silver requirements for the bolt kills, and that is actually enough to get the job done. Now, I will stress, you won't clear the gold score by that much, maybe about 3,000 to 5,000 points you will clear it by, but you will still get the job done every time. So, worth noting, folks, if you get to the stage you have over 30 bolt kills and you start to see some freakers heading towards your position, and you can just basically move very quickly. Anyhow, at this point, folks, it is again, I'm just looking to arm myself with another focus cocktail, and then I'm heading over to this truck over here. And from there, I've got a nice bit of distance, and then I'm looking to take them out basically with headshots if I can get away with it, but it's not essential. I'm just looking to empty the clip there, then I'm looking to lure them towards that tanker. Once they're reasonably close to it, one shot, that will do the job, and then the same as before. I've basically got this crate to take out, and I've also got that barrel. And from here, again, folks, it is just a clean-up job. So I'm basically just looking to take out 1 or 2 of them, and then I'm going to move over to this area here, using the fence line again as not only a form of protection, but also a very nice area to line them up in. And that is it. I wanted to show that one especially because that is how you can still take them out using the crossbow method, even when the freakers come up to your position at the start. Okay, on to the next run, folks. Right, folks, the minimum requirements for the headshot run are basically this. You want the 2 rings to be Lionheart and ideally Ram, because you do a bit of climbing, but the most important part is a patch perk that you get from the Ambush Camp Rush challenge. Because when you complete that to a gold score, you will get +3 bullet penetration, which is huge for taking out this run in this way. Once that's all in place, let's get to it. Right then, folks, the headshots run is all about the headshots, because basically the rest of this challenge is not too challenging, to be quite honest, folks. I start by taking that route there to ensure I don't take any damage from falling from the higher part of the rock face there. From here, I'm looking to basically get off a few shots. Doesn't have to be quick, I'm looking for headshots, and there is 6 locations where I will get the chance to do this. When the first of the freakers leave the pit, hit that barrel, and then from there, just go to town at this point. And then from there, I'm looking to get down here, another focus cocktail in play, and from here, I'm looking to go to town on them. And I'm actually looking to count the shots, because I want roughly about 20 shots going off and then hitting the barrel every time. And that way, you basically don't have any problems with any freakers getting too close to you when you're reloading. Now at this point, it's hitting the tanker, then I'm heading over this way, and I'm purposefully going over to this area. Another focus cocktail in play, and then I can basically again go to town on trying to get the headshots. And as you can see, folks, already I have over 60 headshots, so now the job is so much easier. And on the next run, I'm actually going to show an alternative version of this run if you manage to get all your headshots very early. But at this point, basically looking to arm myself with another focus cocktail, and then here we go. This is headshot location 6, and it's a beauty, because if you are struggling for headshots, normally that area there will get the job done every time. From here again, I'll always make sure to basically make sure that the gun is getting reloaded every time while I'm going to each different section. And then from here again, I've used the barrel and of course the crate. Now I can see my kills are at 15, so I am looking to get to this side of that tanker, get about that sort of distance away so that you don't get hit with a blast. And then from here up onto this section, there's more ammunition there, so I'm guaranteed I won't run out of ammunition for this gun here, and then it's just a nice clean-up job. And believe it or not, this is one of the runs that actually takes me the longest time to do, which is why I'm showing it. There are runs I've done where I can do it a lot quicker than this, but I wanted to do a run like this just to show that that is how easy it can be done. So, on to run number 2 for the headshots run, folks. Right then, folks, here is an alternative option for taking out the horde with the headshots run. I start as always by getting the extra ammunition from the back of the bike over to that area there for a nice safe landing. Basically, it's all going to be the same as what I did in the previous run, but the difference with this run is going to be, folks, I'm going to show what you can basically do when you get all your headshots in place early, because if you do it right, you really can get the 60 headshots in before you actually get to the second tanker, which is what I'm going to demonstrate here, because as you can see, folks, already I have over 40 headshots, and I've not even started on my location 3 and 4 for the possible headshots. So again, I'm looking to get off about 20 shots there, and I count them. Believe it or not, it is a damn sight easier than looking over to your left and possibly not seeing exactly what's going on screen. But this is where it all changes. I still want to take them all over here, but I'm now looking to arm myself with pipe bombs, and I'm going to use a couple of them. Could use more. And also there is a barrel up on that area that I could set off as well if I want to. It's not required. Why give yourself any extra hassle? I want these runs to be as easy as possible. So at this point again, it's just basically getting on top of the truck, letting the grenade go there, and then I'm going to again basically go to town on the freakers here. And as you can see already, folks, with this particular run, I've already only got 16 of them left at this point, so this is just about nicely done. And one other thing, folks, if you're not comfortable with actually going on the log pile there and hitting the barrel, you can simply just run past that barrel and take it out. Now then, I'm just about done here, folks, and there we go, all done and dusted. And that is it, folks. That is my 2 simplified methods that get the job done on the Keep Them Safer challenge. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed the video.